Urban Legend with Evans, you know what it is, bro. Let's talk about it. Dame Dash is auctioning off his shares in Rocafella Records, 33.3%, a third of the company, and he's actually trying to get Kendrick Lamar to buy it. He went on Instagram and begged Kendrick Lamar to buy it, and he's also being encouraged to sell it to Drake. You know, Lupe Fiasco has encouraged Dame Dash to sell this Rocafella share to Drake, and saying that Drake is going to keep it safe. I want to show you guys what's going on with Dame Dash. Recently, he put a video up saying that he's broke.
Somebody asked me how I got so broke. Investing in my dreams. You know, when you're investing in your dreams and you dream big, you're always going to be broke. You'll have a lot of shit, but I don't have no money for nobody else. That's what you call broke. But that's what it is. But either way, I'm going to get with y'all. Stay tuned. I'm curious to see how it all rolls out. But, you know.
And after that video, the internet went to a frenzy, and I just started reading articles and trying to put two and two together on what's going on with Dame Dash. Dame Dash will reportedly have Rocafella shares auctioned off after sale attempts. That's what the headline says of the article. It says that he's been trying to sell this thing for a little while now. Jay-Z has tried to block him from selling it. Obviously, Jay-Z wants to retain the ownership to himself, I would assume. Especially because if somebody owns a third of Rocafella Records, they own a third of all the catalog that Rocafella put out. And everybody knows how Jay-Z loves Reasonable Doubt and wants to protect it in all ways that he can. Dame Dash has been trying to sell this to pay off his debt after a lawsuit with this guy, Josh Weber, who's a film director who sued Dame Dash for allegedly falsely claiming to people that he owned the rights to a film that he was fired from. So basically, Dame Dash was working with this guy, Josh Weber, at Muddy Water Pictures. That's the name of the company. And they were producing this film called Dear Frank. They're creating this film. Dame Dash gets fired from working with the company. And then he goes out publicly and says that he owns the company and that he owns the business and he owns the movie, rather. Not the business, but the movie, rather. So Dame Dash doing that caused a situation where he was sued for copyright infringement, and he was also sued for defamation. After that, you know, he lost that lawsuit. $800,000 was owed to Josh Weber, the guy that actually made the movie, and Dame Dash has been trying to sell his Rocafella stake to pay that guy off. Now, that's what's been going on, man. Jay-Z is trying to devalue the share of Rocafella from Dame Dash so nobody buys it. But this seems like it's Dame Dash's only asset that could be sold. Or maybe the judge wouldn't have, you know, ordered that Dame has to sell that. So Jay-Z is going to try to devalue it because he doesn't want anybody else to have it. And I don't blame him for that. I mean, I understand Dame is trying to get in position, but if I owned a company and I built the company up and one of my partners is trying to sell a stake to a random person, I'm going to feel a way too. That's just me personally. It says Dame Dash fired back at Jay-Z for his latest move regarding Reasonable Doubt. It said that the label's co-founder was still trying to sell off his shares, Dame Dash, of the company, and reaffirmed his plans to do so. He said they can say what they want. This ish is still for sale. You're not buying a copyright. You're buying a piece of a company. Rocafella Inc. Please only. Serious inquiries only. So basically, Jay-Z made it public that if you buy Rocafella, you only buying the copyright to the company. You're not actually buying the shares of the company. He's trying to devalue it. And Dame Dash say he don't care what they talking about. You know, basically, he's going to sell it regardless. Now, he's been looking to Kendrick Lamar to buy this. He posted this on Instagram. He said, Kendrick Lamar, my third is for sale if you want to buy it. And he reposted a screenshot of an old tweet from Kendrick that said, I'm sorry, Reasonable Doubt is better than Illmatic. Kendrick Lamar tweeted that. Dame Dash reached out to Kendrick, tagged him and said, my third is for sale if you want to buy it. Now, Dame has also been being encouraged by Lupe Fiasco to actually sell it to Drake. You know, a lot of people don't want this to happen, but it's not too many people that can actually buy this thing and, you know, feel comfortable about it. So Drake is obviously a hip hop fan. Drake is one of those guys that he loves this whole thing. He loves buying artifacts from hip hop. He loves buying like memorabilia and different things like that. So Dame Dash is not seemingly excited to sell it to Drake, but maybe that ends up being a situation that he can actually, you know, get this Rocafella share off and, you know, get his life back on track. It seems like Dame is trying to sell it for 10 million plus. Maybe he feels like that's enough money to get his life back on track and do what he needs to do. But Lupe Fiasco did recommend that Dame sell it to Drake. This is what Lupe said. He said, Drake will keep it safe for generations to come. This is a grail and influenced and an innumerable amount of rappers, to see it peddle such a lack of grace genuinely hurts my feelings a little bit. Lupe said also, F it, either donate it to museums for safekeeping or seriously let Drake make an offer so he can put it where it needs to be. He said, or just keep the ish, OG. You should be infinitely proud of this. Without it, there is no me, as I am, and I'm sure other MCs will agree. So that's basically what Lupe said, either sell it to Drake or put it in the museum. I don't know what Dame Dash is going to do with this whole situation. Obviously, he has to make some money because he has to pay off his debts, and he's being ordered to sell it or it's going to be auctioned off by the feds. Allegedly, that's what reports are saying. So if that's true, then he may not have the option to sell it to who he wants to. And I think it's just a hell of a fall from grace for Dame Dash to even be in this position. I was hoping that Kanye would have stepped up and bought these Rocafella shares. I don't know that I want to see it with Kendrick Lamar or with Drake. And I think Dame probably reached out to Kendrick because he feels like Kendrick is somebody that loves hip hop. Maybe he's like, I'm leaving it in good hands. That's somebody that's a real artist and somebody that Dame maybe respects. And, maybe that's the situation on why he would feel Kendrick is the right fit. He never responded to Lupe saying sell it to Drake. I don't think hip hop fans want to see Dame Dash sell Rocafella to Drake. I think they would much rather see it go to Kendrick Lamar. Me personally, I would rather see him sell it back to Jay-Z or sell it back to Biggs, but he's not going to do that because of, the history between him and Jay-Z. Maybe he sells it to somebody else, another artist, maybe another business person. I just don't want to see a Martin Shkreli situation where somebody that's not from the culture owns a third of Rocafella, owns Reasonable Doubt after everything that it symbolized, that company symbolized for the hip-hop community, coming from nothing, doing it yourself, doing it without the big corporations and making your own company and figuring it out. I just think that has to be sold to somebody that's worthy. And I think Kanye West can afford it. And I think Kanye West will be a great owner. He used to work there. It's kind of like a similar situation to Snoop Dogg and Death Row. Snoop Dogg ended up buying Death Row after all these years. I think Kanye West would be a dope owner if he can afford, he can afford to do it. And I think Kanye would probably be interested. I don't know. I know Dame and Kanye have said they had close relationships, a close relationship in the past. So maybe that's somebody to reach out to. I don't know why Kanye wouldn't have reached out about it already. But it seems like Dame Dash really wants to get this thing sold. He actually put a video up saying if somebody buys it for 10 million plus, he'll give them a Rocafella chain. So he's trying to sweeten the pot. He's trying to sweeten the deal for somebody, whoever's going to buy it. I don't know if that's going to work, but I do hope that Dame Dash bounces back, gets on his feet financially because he has kids to feed. He has a family, he has a wife. I don't want to see him in this situation where, he's hawking off Rocafella chains or, it's going to be perceived that way because of everything that Dame Dash said in interviews and all the things that he used to talk about and all the things that he used to, stand on, the morals he used to stand on about, how he conducts business and who he is and all those different things. And we know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? So it seems like people are going to, take shots at Dame, but I hope that Dame gets on his feet and I hope that Dame, finds a way through this financially and sells it to the right person and gets back in a good position financially because I don't want to see that man lose. So that's all it is. Urban Legend with Levens, you know what it is. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you guys on the next topic. I'm out of here.